As K-12 educators face devastating attacks on the culture war front lines, how do we equip them to survive? In this session, 3 K-12 educators who found ourselves in national headlines, out of a job, and facing state discipline will share our answers.
My name is James Whitfield, and I've been an educator in Texas for the last 18 years, most recently serving as a principal of a diverse suburban high school just outside of Dallas. In the fall of 2020, I became the first African-American principal in my school's 25-year history. While overwhelmingly embraced by students and families, it became clear that a small group of folks weren't happy about me being in that space. In July of 2021, those once quiet rumblings became public when a failed school board candidate who I'd never met used public comment at our school board meeting to angrily proclaim that I was here to destroy this district by bringing critical race theory to our schools, indoctrinating kids. Life froze as I watched him close out his tirade calling for my termination and heard the thunderous applause from the gallery that followed. Overnight, I found my life flipped upside down and cast front and center into national headlines. And just over a month later, life would look very different for me.
My name is Amy Donna Frio. I was a 13-year Florida teacher in a Title I school that's over 70% Black named Robert E. Lee High School, home of the Generals.
A few years ago, my students grew sick of the racial inequities they faced and decided to take action, starting by inviting police and officials in our class for youth-led roundtables. Word of these powerful talks spread, and soon we found ourselves presenting at the White House, TEDx, and 4 times at Harvard. Our school's response? Canceling our class, throwing our awards in the trash, and intense retaliation that came to a head in the spring of 2021 when, as my students fought to rename our school, my filming of the racist backlash they faced went viral, resulting in admin abruptly removing our classroom's long-flying Black Lives Matter flag, and despite 0 parent or student complaints on me or the flag, removing me too. Soon after, the then head of Florida's DOE gave a speech stating that he made sure I was terminated, despite still being employed and no DOE investigation even being opened.
And soon after, both those things quickly changed. The school abruptly let me go, and a licensure investigation was opened on me by the Florida DOE. My hearing is this month on August 23rd.
My name is Matthew Hahn, and I am a 16-year tenured social studies teacher and baseball coach in Tennessee in a rural Title I school that is 98% white. In the spring of 2021, I found myself in national headlines and out of a job after teaching a series of lessons that addressed race. In the immediate aftermath of George Floyd and stream of events and the racial reckoning that followed, I did my job as a contemporary issues teacher. I taught about it. I provided my students with relevant materials on varying perspectives for them to evaluate, and then gave them a safe space to discuss and develop their own views. And as the new education culture war developed, things came to a head the week of the Derek Chauvin trial when the concept of white privilege surfaced in class. Within 2 weeks, I was served dismissal papers from the school system I'd called home for 16 years. And for the last 2 years, I've gone unpaid and through the arduous administrative appeals process for tenured Tennessee teachers.
Left with the fallout that was our lives, very few resources to survive, and heartbroken by the countless calls for help from other teachers nationwide we kept receiving, we united on a mission to develop a central resource base so no teacher ever has to fight alone. We'll share realities of educators under attack and creative, sustainable strategies for educators and allies to collaboratively fight back.